You are not going to believe some of the classic cars hiding in today's listings, because we found a real 428 Cobra Jet Torino, a frame-off restored 63 Corvette, a brutal 438 Stroker Duster, and one absolutely stunning 58 Bel Air that looks like it belongs in a museum. Let's get into it. Car number 1.
Car's nice and straight, has some touch-ups, ain't the worst part. The top's really okay, but the body is extremely solid. 12 bores are original and in excellent shape. I'll have some more pictures of those. Everything's there for the vacuum lines on the headlights, all original, all there. No riding up in here anywhere.
1969 Chevrolet Camaro RS Coupe, $38,500, Kingston, New Hampshire. First up is this yellow 1969 Camaro RS Coupe, and this thing feels exactly like the kind of car you buy because you actually want to drive it. Not a trailer queen, not a museum piece, just a real old-school muscle car with attitude. This one's an original RS X11 car, which immediately makes it more interesting than the average 69 Camaro. The Rally Sport package gave these cars the hidden headlights, upgraded trim, and a cleaner, more refined look compared to the standard Camaro. And honestly, even after all these years, the hidden headlight setup still looks cool every single time. The seller says the vacuum system for the hideaway headlights is all still there, which is important because a lot of these cars lost those factory components decades ago. They're not currently working, but apparently the seller may fix them before the sale. Power comes from a small block roller engine with aluminum heads. It's not the original motor, but it sounds like a healthy setup with plenty of power. Backing it is a 10-volt posi rear, so this thing should absolutely light the tires when you want it to. And honestly, this car sounds like it hits the sweet spot for a lot of buyers. The paint is older, around 20 years old according to the seller, and he rates it around a 5 or 6 out of 10. But what I appreciate here is the honesty. No fake perfect show car claims. He straight up says it's a solid driver quality Camaro that still shines well. Those are usually the best kinds of classics to own. You don't panic every time somebody parks too close to you at a car show. The original floors, frame, and trunk are reportedly solid, with only minor rust near the gas tank strap mounts. That's honestly pretty respectable for a northeastern car pushing over 50 years old. Inside, the black interior still gives the car that classic muscle vibe, although the passenger seat does have a tear that'll eventually need attention. But overall, this feels like one of those cars you can jump into immediately, cruise all summer, and slowly improve over time. And at under 40 grand for a real RS X11 car, that's getting harder and harder to find. Car number 2. (1973) Plymouth Duster, $35,000, Bridgewater, New Jersey. All right. This next car sounds completely unhinged in the best possible way. This 1973 Plymouth Duster is definitely not your average small block cruiser. Under the hood sits a 1969 Roadrunner 383 that's been stroked out to 438 cubic inches. So right away, you know this thing means business. The seller says the motor was blueprinted and built with a heavy cam, aluminum heads, headers, custom exhaust, and a 4-barrel carb setup. In other words, this thing probably shakes the ground at idle. You can almost hear the lope through the exhaust just reading the listing. And honestly, the Duster platform is such a great choice for big power because these cars are relatively lightweight compared to a lot of the bigger Mopars from the same era. That means this thing probably feels absolutely violent when you hit the throttle. Backing the engine is a 3-speed ratchet shifter and a Moser rear with 3.91 gears, which tells you this wasn't built casually. Somebody spent real money putting this combination together. The upgraded front disc brakes are also a smart touch because when you're building a serious street machine, stopping matters just as much as horsepower. The seller describes it as fast, clean, and solid, and honestly, that's exactly the vibe this car gives off. This isn't a restoration-focused collector piece. This is a street bruiser. The kind of car that pulls into a local cruise night sounding angry enough to scare modern muscle owners. And the crazy thing is, 35 grand for this level of drivetrain build really isn't outrageous anymore, especially considering how expensive it's become to build a big-inch Mopar correctly. Car number 3. '69 Ford Torino Fastback 428 SCJ, $17,500, Windsor, Connecticut. Now, this one honestly shocked me when I saw the price. A 1969 Ford Torino Fastback with a 428 Super Cobra Jet for 17.5 grand? That immediately grabs attention. Now, obviously, with a price this low, you'd want to inspect everything carefully. But if this car is even remotely close to the description, it could be one of the biggest steals in the entire video. The seller says this is a 2-owner car with the original 428 SCJ Cobra engine still in place. That matters because Ford's 428 Super Cobra Jet engines are legendary. These were serious performance motors built during the peak of the horsepower wars. Big torque, massive highway power, and one of the nastiest reputations Ford ever produced in the muscle car era. The Torino Fastback body style also looks incredible. Long hood, aggressive roofline, and that classic late 60s Ford stance that just screams NASCAR influence. The listing mentions an aluminum intake, 4-barrel carb, stainless dual exhaust, and a mostly original presentation overall. And honestly, the fact that it's a 2-owner car makes it even cooler. Those stories matter with old cars. You start imagining this thing sitting in somebody's garage for decades, only coming out on weekends and sunny days. The seller also mentions original seatbelts and only minor interior wear, which suggests the car hasn't been heavily modified or stripped apart over the years. Now, again, because of the price, you definitely want to verify the SCJ details carefully. But if legit, this thing could easily become the hidden gem of the whole episode. Car number 4, 1963 Chevrolet Corvette, $58,000, Manchester, Connecticut. This next car is pure American sports car history. A 1963 Corvette Sting Ray in burgundy over black is already cool before you even read the details. But then you see the frame-off restoration, the 4-speed manual, the functional gauges, and the period-correct 327 setup. And suddenly, this thing becomes seriously desirable. The 1963 model year was huge for Corvette history because it introduced the revolutionary Sting Ray design, completely different from the earlier Corvettes. Sharper body lines, hidden headlights, independent rear suspension. These cars changed everything. Now, this example isn't numbers matching, but the seller says the drivetrain is period correct, which is still respectable in the classic Corvette world. And honestly, this feels like a driver-focused restoration done by somebody who actually wanted to enjoy the car. Factory power steering and power brakes make it more comfortable to drive. The new HEI distributor improves reliability. The dual master cylinder adds safety. And the refurbished convertible top with fresh white wall tires gives it that classic early 60s American sports car look. Even better, the seller says all the gauges, radio, and clock still function. That sounds minor until you realize how many restored classics still have half the accessories disconnected. The burgundy paint paired with the black interior probably looks absolutely stunning in person, especially with the chrome bumpers and the new walnut steering wheel. And honestly, a 4-speed C2 Corvette just has a completely different personality compared to modern performance cars. You feel every shift, you hear every mechanical sound, the steering talks to you. That raw analog driving feel is exactly why people fall in love with these cars.
Car number 5, 1966 Ford Fairlane, $24,900, Lynchburg, Virginia. And finally for this first half, we've got this tough-looking 1966 Ford Fairlane. This thing sounds like pure old-school street machine energy. Under the hood is a 351 Cleveland paired with hooker headers and straight pipes, which means this car is probably loud enough to wake up the entire neighborhood. And honestly, that's kind of the point. The seller also mentions a B&M floor shifter and a Speedway 411 positive traction rear end, so this thing was clearly built to feel aggressive from every stoplight. The black leather interior mixed with the Wilmington cream exterior gives it a cool contrast too. It's not over-restored or overly flashy, just clean, mean, and straightforward. Front disc brakes are another nice upgrade because mid-60s muscle cars always benefit from improved stopping power. And honestly, Fairlanes still feel underrated in the Ford world. Everybody chases Mustangs, everybody talks about Torinos. But Fairlanes have this raw, no-nonsense personality that hardcore muscle car people really appreciate. Especially when they've got a healthy V8 and straight pipes. At under 25 grand, this feels like one of those cars you buy because you want maximum fun per dollar. And I completely get the appeal.
Car number 6, 1958 Chevrolet Bel Air, $89,500, Huntington, Pennsylvania. All right, this next car is absolutely gorgeous. A professionally restored 1958 Chevrolet Bel Air, finished in custom black onyx and graphite gray. And honestly, this thing sounds like rolling artwork. The seller describes it as laser straight, and if you know classic car language, that's exactly what you want to hear on a big 1950s Chevy. These cars have massive body panels, tons of chrome, and dramatic styling everywhere, so when one is restored properly, it becomes almost impossible to ignore. This one reportedly has mirror finish paint protected by ceramic coating, and the photos probably don't even fully capture how deep that finish looks in person. Under the hood sits the numbers-matching 283 small block paired with the factory Powerglide automatic transmission, both rebuilt fresh. And honestly, keeping the original drivetrain in a car like this matters. Because this Bel Air feels less like a hot rod and more like a beautifully preserved piece of American automotive history, just upgraded in all the right places. The Wilwood disc brakes, QA1 adjustable coilovers, tubular control arms, and upgraded suspension setup mean this thing should drive dramatically better than a stock 1958 Chevy. And that's important because these old cruisers can sometimes feel huge and floaty on modern roads. But according to the seller, this car comfortably cruises at 70 miles per hour like a dream. That's exactly what you want from a resto-mod-style classic. The custom leather interior, Bluetooth stereo, polished aluminum radiator, and stainless fuel system all add to the feeling that somebody spent serious money building this car correctly. And honestly, they probably spent more restoring it than the asking price. This Bel Air feels like the kind of car that dominates every local car show without even trying.
Car number 7.
Cold start. Has a Holley EFI, so you got to let the fuel pump kick in, which you hear right now. See the sniper start up, and then real easy.
1966 Chevrolet Chevelle, $71,000, Cold Spring Harbor, New York. This Chevelle is basically what happens when classic muscle meets modern performance engineering. And honestly, it sounds terrifying in the best way possible. The heart of the build is a fresh 496 roller motor paired with Holley Sniper EFI, which means this thing probably starts instantly, idles clean, and still makes absolutely ridiculous torque. That combination alone transforms the driving experience compared to old carbureted setups. Then you add the Wilwood multi-piston brakes, upgraded suspension, lowered stance, modern tires, and Flowmaster exhaust, and suddenly you're looking at a car that behaves far more like a modern performance machine. But it still looks unmistakably like a classic Chevelle. And that's the magic. The black paint with red interior is always a killer combination on these cars too, aggressive without trying too hard. The seller repeatedly emphasizes that this isn't a thrown-together project car, and honestly, the parts list supports that claim. Somebody clearly wanted a car that could actually be driven hard instead of just sitting under lights at an auction. The 18-inch American Racing torque thrust wheels probably fill out the stance perfectly without ruining the vintage muscle appearance. And honestly, this sounds like one of the most usable cars in the whole video. You could take this thing on a road trip, hit a Cars and Coffee event, then absolutely destroy the rear tires leaving the parking lot. That's a dangerous combination.
Car number 8, 1969 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442, $47,500, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The late 60s Oldsmobile 442 has always had a different personality compared to Chevelles, GTOs, and Roadrunners. They feel a little more refined, a little more mature, but still incredibly muscular. And this red 1969 example sounds like a really solid driver quality car with tasteful upgrades. The seller mentions replacing the suspension components, ball joints, tie rods, shocks, and springs, along with upgrading the front brakes using slotted rotors and Wilwood calipers. That's exactly the kind of maintenance and improvement you want to see on a classic that's actually been cared for. The OEM-style exhaust replacement also suggests the owner respected the original character of the car instead of turning it into something overly modified. And honestly, the 442 name still carries real weight in muscle car history. Originally standing for 4-barrel carburetor, 4-speed transmission, and dual exhaust, the 442 became Oldsmobile's answer to the peak muscle car era. And even today, these cars have an incredibly loyal fan base. The red exterior over black interior probably gives this car a very classic late 60s muscle appearance too. Simple, clean, aggressive. Exactly how a 442 should look. Car number 9. 1966 Dodge Coronet Convertible, $15,000, Hamburg, New York. This next one feels like an affordable entry point into vintage Mopar ownership. A 1966 Dodge Coronet Convertible for $15,000 is honestly hard to ignore, especially because convertibles always bring extra personality to classic cars. Now, the seller is very upfront that this car needs a little TLC, which honestly is refreshing. The paint on the trunk needs touch-up work, and it's not a fully restored collector car, but it does run and drive well, and the interior has already been redone. Under the hood sits a 318 Poly motor that's not original, but those old Poly engines still have a cool following among Mopar enthusiasts because of their unique design and sound. The added GPS screen and Bluetooth setup also make the car a little easier to enjoy on modern roads without completely ruining the vintage vibe. And honestly, this feels like one of those cars you buy to enjoy top-down summer cruising without spending 6 figures. Not every classic has to be perfect. Sometimes the most fun cars are the ones you aren't afraid to actually use. Car number 10, 1967 Pontiac Le Mans, $35,000, Seaford, New York. And wrapping up tonight's lineup is this beautifully preserved 1967 Pontiac Le Mans. What makes this car cool isn't massive horsepower or wild modifications, it's the history. The seller says he's owned the car for 40 years, and honestly, long-term ownership stories always make classics more interesting. Because usually that means the car was loved instead of constantly flipped around. The original engine was rebuilt back in 1989 after a timing chain failure, and the body was repainted around the same time in its original color. But beyond that, the seller describes it as an all-original, non-molested car. And that word matters, because surviving classics that haven't been heavily modified, hacked apart, or turned into race cars are getting harder and harder to find. The burgundy exterior with black interior probably gives this Le Mans a very elegant late 60s Pontiac look too. And honestly, sometimes cars like this age better than heavily modified builds, because they still feel authentic to the era they came from. This feels like the kind of classic you keep in the garage for decades and never regret owning.
Alright guys, which one are you taking home? The big block Chevelle? The RS Camaro? That insanely clean Bel Air? Or maybe the 428 Cobra Jet Torino if it's really the deal of the century? Drop your favorite in the comments. And if you enjoy real classic car listings like these, make sure you subscribe, because there are still a ton of hidden muscle cars out there that we haven't covered yet. I'll see you guys in the next one.